This is a course that will provide a historical perspective on the most important moments in the judicial history of the United States. And at the end of the course, there will be an understanding of the methods that have been used by courts, primarily at the level of the United States Supreme Court, the method that has been used by courts to achieve their role, which under the Constitution is to mete out justice that's equal and do it in a way that's independent. Well, specifically, we will be covering the great cases of the United States, if you will, beginning with some aberrations, such as the era of regulation became central to the operation of capitalism with the institution of institutions such as Security and Exchange Commission. As well, there were questions about the extent to which corporations, once they had amassed enormous amounts of economic influence and political influence, the extent to which corporations should be regulated in their relationship to elections. For example, limits on campaign contributions. And this course will move right into the present with the great challenges that judges face, challenges from a political system and an economic system that has become so robust that the court has been required to regularly and in a way that is historic communicate with the President of the United States and do so directly in terms of his appointment power, and then of course indirectly in the sense that this very active president has been seeking license from the United States Supreme Court to move ahead with an agenda that's often in conflict with a previous precedent. Naturally, some of the more controversial and famous decisions would be included as well, such as Roe versus Wade and the decision of the court to overrule that decision and determine, for example, that women do not have a right, a constitutional right, to make decisions about their reproductive decisions and make decisions about the manner in which they will engage in reproductive activity. Finally, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is the issue that is discussed the most at judicial conferences in the present, and the other lingering issue that gets great attention now through judicial decision-making, climate rights. This is an exciting opportunity for all of us to be able to reflect upon where the United States has made a difference to human rights, where it's made a difference to the development of the global economy, and finally, to give some important analysis to the role of the United States Supreme Court on these emerging issues that are of historic importance, that have to do with the environment and have to do with the manner in which we're going to regulate artificial intelligence under the present constitutional system. Our focus will be primarily on the United States Constitution, its history, and the culture that has accompanied the great decisions of the United States Supreme Court, but it will be necessary as well to discuss the development of constitutional law at the state level. There are various states that have been extremely important to the American legal system, and I'll conclude by mentioning a word that's a very important part of the title of this course, which is justice. There'll be some discussion about, has the definition of justice changed significantly during the time of the development of the American Constitution and the jurisprudence that has defined it, and what is justice at this point in time? Should the court be considering as its duty is grounded in the idea of judicial independence? Should this court be willing to consider international precedent? And should it be willing to make a decision with respect to justice when you have a challenge in the United States that's as significant as we're facing in terms of environmental changes and changes in distribution of wealth? So I am anxious to engage in this adventure, and I invite all those who are interested in developing a perspective on the law of the United States and the concept of justice in the United States. You're all welcome, and I look forward to working together.